I never imagined that one phone call could change everything in an instant. But that Thursday night, my whole life did just that. The house was quiet. The kind of quiet that makes you notice every little sound. The creak of the floorboards. The ticking of the old clock. The soft hum of the refrigerator. I was sitting in my favorite armchair, wrapped in a blanket, sipping chamomile tea to calm my aching joints. The years were catching up to me. My back was stiff, and sometimes my hands trembled. But I was content, surrounded by the memories of a life well lived. Then my phone rang. The screen lit up with a name I hadn't heard from in weeks. Jason. My heart skipped a beat. I smiled, hoping to hear his familiar warmth. I pressed the phone to my ear and said, "Jason, honey, is everything okay? It's late." His voice was cold, clipped, like he was reading from a script. "Hi, Mom. I'm getting married tomorrow." The words hung in the air like a thunderclap. "Married? Tomorrow?" I asked, not trusting my ears. "Yes, it's going to be a small ceremony, just Julia's family." "We didn't want a big party." I blinked, trying to steady myself. "Jason, why didn't you tell me earlier? I could have helped plan, bought a gift." He cut me off. "There's more. The house is sold. The paperwork was finalized today. The money's in the account. And your car? It's gone too. Julia handled everything." I couldn't believe it. The house, our home, was sold without me even knowing. The car I drove every day was gone. My hands started to shake. "Jason, that house was where you grew up. Your father and I built it together. How could you sell it without telling me?" He replied flatly, "We needed the money. We're starting fresh. You don't live there anymore. You live alone." Tears welled up, but I blinked them away. "And the car? What about me?" "Traded in. The money's yours. Don't worry." A cold lump formed in my chest. I wanted to scream, to cry, to beg him to reconsider. But the words stuck in my throat. "I have to go," Jason said, his voice distant. Then the line went dead. I sat frozen. Phone still pressed to my ear. The silence louder than any scream. My son, my only child, had just wiped me from his life with a single call. The house was gone. The car was gone. And it felt like my place in his world was gone too. I looked around the living room, empty, cold, lifeless. The memories echoed in every corner, but now they felt like ghosts haunting me. I thought back to all the years I worked. 2 jobs just to give Jason a better life. The nights I stayed awake when he was sick. The mornings I drove him to school, his sleepy smile lighting up my day. Was all that love just a memory to him now? That night, I didn't cry. I just sat in the dark, holding on to a fading hope that tomorrow would bring some answer, a call, a message, anything. But all I had was the silence. The morning after the call, I woke up feeling hollow, like the air itself had been pulled from my lungs. The sun was shining, but it didn't warm me. The world outside kept moving, as if nothing had changed. But inside, everything was broken. Walked through the house like a stranger in my own life. The walls held memories so vivid, I could almost hear Jason's laughter echoing in the hallways. His footsteps running up and down the stairs. The smell of his favorite peanut butter sandwiches in the kitchen. The sound of his music drifting from his old bedroom. But now the house was empty. The rooms felt cold and hollow. I moved slowly, touching the walls as if they could comfort me. I stepped into Jason's room. His trophies were still there, collectibles from soccer games, spelling bees, and school plays. Dust had gathered on the shelves where his books once stood. His bed remained neatly made, as if frozen in time. I knelt down and found his old baseball glove under the bed. It was worn and cracked, but still held the shape of his hand. I hugged it tightly to my chest. tears stinging my eyes. How could he have sold all this? How could he have erased all the years we spent building this life together? I tried to call him again. His phone went straight to voicemail. I left messages, each one filled with questions and a desperate plea to talk. But no response. I sent texts, emails, anything to reach him, but my messages went unanswered. Each day without him felt heavier. Checked my bank account and saw the deposit. The money from the sale of the house and car. A small comfort, but it felt hollow and wrong. Money couldn't buy back my memories or fill the emptiness in my heart. One afternoon, while cleaning, I found a dusty photo album I had made for Jason's high school graduation. I opened it slowly, turning each page with trembling hands. There he was, my little boy, wide-eyed and smiling, blowing out birthday candles, dressed in his first school uniform. I came to the last page and found a note he wrote when he was 14. "You're the best mom in the world. I'll never forget what you do for me." I pressed the page to my lips and sobbed. Had that boy ever really been lost? Or had I only just begun to see the truth? The house, the car, the money, they were all gone now, but the pain inside me was just beginning. The days passed slowly, each one heavier than the last. I packed my things carefully, each item a fragment of a life that was now slipping through my fingers. The house that once bustled with laughter and love was now just a shell and empty, holding memories too painful to keep. I wrapped Jason's baby blanket with trembling hands. It was soft and faded, the way I remembered it, the fabric worn from years of hugs and tears. I folded my husband Edward's old fishing rod, the one he used to take me out on lazy Sunday mornings before he passed. I carefully placed the old photo frames, the ones filled with smiles frozen in time, into boxes. Every corner of the house whispered stories. A kitchen table where we shared meals, the worn-out couch where we watched movies on rainy days, backyard where Jason played baseball with his father. Each place held a piece of my heart. But now, it was time to say goodbye. Before I left, I sat at the kitchen table, the same spot where Jason once did his homework, where we planned his future together, and where we shared tears after his father died. I pulled out a sheet of paper and began to write. "Dear Jason, if you find this letter, I hope it's because you're looking, not because you feel you have to. I raised you with all the love and care I had. I sacrificed, struggled, and dreamed for you. Being your mother was the greatest gift of my life. I don't understand what changed between us. Maybe Julia didn't want me around. Maybe you needed space and didn't know how to ask for it. Maybe life just got too complicated. But I want you to know this. I forgive you. Not because what you did was right, because it wasn't, but because holding on to the pain only hurts me. Wherever I go, I will carry our memories, the good and the true ones, in my heart. If you ever decide to come back, know that my door will always be open. Take care of yourself, and of the part of you that remembers who you were when you called me Mom. With love." Mom. I folded the letter and placed it on the kitchen counter, where I knew he would find it if he returned. That morning, I took one last look around the house. The walls, once filled with warmth, now echoed with silence. I stepped outside, closed the door gently behind me, and locked it for the final time. I wasn't angry. I wasn't defeated. I was tired, but I was ready to live again. To heal. To find peace in the small moments, a warm cup of tea, a neighbor's smile, the blooming flowers in the garden. Life moves on, even when we don't want it to. And so must I. As I walked away, I whispered softly into the breeze, "Goodbye, Jason. I love you."